Greetings, peace, loved ones. I'm here to do the Divine Feminine monthly reading, and I've shuffled off camera today. The cards are face down, and I'm about to reveal them to myself as I do to you. Except one bonus card I've got actually for you today, but it has one general message. I'll give it to you now. And then I'm going to read this one from the book. Okay, this is the Sonia Choquette Trust Your Vibes Oracle card, and it's number 50. Be generous. So let's see what the rest of the spread is looking like. So your main energy, the world. You have the world at your feet. You have the world at your fingertips. Yes, the world is your oyster. You can will what you want. It's your time. Do with it what you will. If it's in that divine state, divine likeness or light, it is best. It will be most conducive for not just you, but for us all. So I'm just going to rebuild and give you a little message as I get them, and then you know how it goes. Total it up for you. So this card here is Ace of Cups, and this represents how you're feeling right now in this 3D dimension, or maybe 4D. And Ace of Cups goes hand in hand with the general energy, the major life event, you could call it. Because if you have the world at your hands, I mean, you're feeling abundant, you're feeling like you can do whatever. And the Ace of Cups is signifying that, you know, Cups is the emotions, and Cups is about love, and your cup is clearly overflowing, so you're feeling abundantly loved, and that's a beautiful thing. Yes, you're happy, you're in peace. Yes. So how you feel about your divine partner? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So he's moving. He's galloping even. Okay, he's ready to do something in regards to his creativity. He's being more profound in his spirituality. Yeah, he's moving. And what your higher self wants you to know. Ooh. Do I read this reverse? Okay, I don't usually read reverses, so you have here walking away, 8 of Cups. Yeah, walking away. Your higher self wants you to know that you have to walk away. Walk away from feeling hung up. I just got the message that your higher self is happy that you have done so. It's congratulating you from walking away from feeling hung up. From feeling like you have to do stuff all the time to gain recognition. You've taken a step back from that, and it has come naturally. You've taken a step back from wanting to show the world something, and as you're taking back that step, the world has recognized you for it. That's really cool. Your general love message. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Nice. So your bond is deepening with your mate. You've released expectations, and you're starting again with a new lease on life. And you're feeling all warm and fuzzy. Feeling all warm and fuzzy because you're happy. You feel the love, you feel joy, you feel abundant with all these feelings. And the divine, the infinite one, has ordained it to be at this time. So your divine masculine is moving. And actually, as I'm looking at it, your divine masculine is moving towards that same feeling of the Ace of Cups. When I look at it, it looks like this. So this is how you're feeling, and this is how you feel about him, or what he's doing, what he's feeling, how you see him feeling. And he's moving towards this, or he's pushing this forward. He is the one offering this. Which card to go next? I've got your angel message as patience. Now is the time. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm suffering from a bit of a cold right now. It's not good. I mean, my levels of frequency has gone down a bit. I'm getting better. Now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Yes, we had last month as well the energy of schooling and studying. It was Maya, I believe. And this is a good card. Patience. Even though there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of, things being placed in front of you, chances, opportunities. You still have to be discerning of what and when to give your energy to. Even though your divine mate might be moving and your higher self is saying good for you for even moving away from a certain feeling that you may have had that wasn't really conducive, and now that you've got all these opportunities doesn't mean you have to run with it. Whatever is really meant for you, it will be for you. So just take your time, be thorough when you're studying, and be thorough and concise. Because you're a student now, you'll be the teacher later. And you get to know each other as well. Patience goes hand in hand. Now take time to understand who you are together, why you have become. Okay, and the purpose card. You have justice, and it's your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So following on from last month's reading as well, you had writing, right? And I was saying, if I remember correctly, that whatever you do, be truthful about it, be honest and open, and bring out some truths that need to be heard, that maybe not everybody's privy to, but it's universal truths that we all need to hear. And us on the divine path, we know a lot of these truths. So share it. If you're in your divine light path, you can restore justice. You are justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. And your ascension card is fire, number 13. And the affirmation is, I invoke fire to light my way to the new golden age. And it reads, fire transmutes the old and takes the new to a higher frequency. Archangel Gabriel supervises 4, the elemental master of fire, and his salamanders. Your guidance is to ask them to transform the energy of conflict, then spread peace, warmth, and nourishment to people everywhere. You can ask fire to help you eat the right food so that you have the perfect fuel for your ascension journey. It will also ignite your aura and keep your chakras 5th dimensional and glowing, so that you attract many others to you and lead with inspiration. And interesting, I just recently did a spread for a friend of mine, and I believe he's he's definitely in his divine masculine state. And he also got, for his purpose, he got nourishment. And I was saying that it's very important that we look at what we're eating and how we're eating. I've actually set a new goal for myself in regards to how I'm nourishing my body, in regards to how I eat, when I eat, because I've always known that, your body needs a break from eating certain times, like after a certain hour. Say really it's supposed to be around 7-8 o'clock, we're not supposed to be eating. But as I was having this discussion, I actually brought it up today again. I was having a discussion with my sister about how we eat, and she mentioned that there is a new study that says the latest you should eat is 10 o'clock. But I disputed with her that, actually she told me the reasons why was because there's a new social study, and it's because 10 o'clock should be the latest. The study said it's because they understand that not everybody can, most people come home from work quite late, and so they'll cook and do that quite late. But I said, that's no excuse. Everybody has, their path in which they walk, but scientifically, your body needs to rest at those times, shouldn't really be eating. And I have been on a binge in the last, I could call it a binge, what else can I call it, in the last few months. Like I just kept eating late, and I would just get this upsurge of hunger in the evenings, and I even realized it affected my readings. Yes, it definitely affected my readings. Whenever I ate before reading, I wasn't as spot on, What we eat is very important, because the food that we eat feeds our cells, and it gives our bodies information, just like the sun does, which is the greatest source of food, really. But nourishment is very important. What you put in your mouth, what you have your eyes see, what you absorb your skin with. You have to be very mindful and aware that these things is effective. Yes, and how we prepare our foods as well is very important. That we absorb foods much better in liquid form, specifically raw. I have been on and off a raw diet diet. That was a bit funny to me. A raw eating style. But I don't think I've ever been raw for longer than a week. Every time it gets to the weekend, it just kind of like falls off. I know, but I always, I always incorporate a raw everything's in my meal. Every meal there's something raw. And nowadays I'm finding it very hard to chop my veg and my seasonings like tomatoes and onions and stuff. So I'll put it in the blender, just whiz it up and have it as like a sauce. So everything's quite broken down already. Yes. But nevertheless, the card reads or talks about fire. We are moving out of an old paradigm into a newer paradigm. We're raising our vibration, and food and how we nourish ourselves is very important. You know, seek or meditate on fire. For an Archangel Gabriel. Keep the fire burning. When you're on good steeds, keep it up. This is card number 13, which is for foundation, structure. Build it up strong and sturdy. And your trust in your vibes is be generous. Number 50, which is 5. Adventure, unique, change. And of course you're walking away from something, so you are changing. The world is in your hands. There's a change in how you see your divine mate. Because last month he was stingy. This month he's moving forward, and he's seeming like he's moving forward with a cup in his hand of abundant love and emotional availability. But you take time, be patient, and study, and bring truth for healing yourself and others, yourself, your mate, and others. Again, take time and getting to know each other as much as you know yourself. You're not going to know him straight off the bat. There's going to be things that you're still going to have to work through to understand each other. Even though you have a great connection, you have an undeniable connection. You know each other. You still have to get to know each other, if that makes sense. You know your spirit, but your physical, you know your soul, but do you know your spirit? I think you know your soul, but there's still things to get to know about each other's spirit. Okay, so you know the inner core, but the outer core still needs to be nurtured and given time to reveal itself. You're all sick. Okay, excuse me. Right now you are guided to elevate your vibration by being generous. Give of yourself rather than remaining fearful and refusing to share with others. The secret to generosity is to share freely with no strings attached. No secret agenda and no unspoken expectation of now you owe me. Being generous means leaving yourself and focusing more fully on those around you. Give whatever you feel comfortable giving. The more authentically generous you are, the more you link with the eternally abundant web of life. The more you empty your cup to share with others, the more your cup fills, not just materially but in every way. The more you give of your time, talent, enthusiasm, and love, the more exponentially you draw the same vibrations back to you. And the more generous you are, the more you will activate your psychic sense, because generosity opens the heart where your psychic sense originates. Never mind what others can or will give to you. It is your turn to share and do the giving. Lovely. Being generous, authentically generous. Yes. Being generous opens you up. Reading that reminded me of this here. And being generous, being open to the world and not hiding your talents, sharing your talents with the world, not second guessing yourself either. Know that there is still studying to be done, but don't let that stop you. I call myself all the time, I'm a student teacher. I'm ever learning, but I know I got things that I could help people understand by showing them, telling them, teaching them, as well as I'm showing myself and teaching myself, as well as I get taught and I get shown. I love that. It's almost with some of the comments that we got from last month's reading. Peace all to your love and good thanks for your coming out and sharing. I love giving guidance. I love receiving guidance. And I love seeing the reflections, But yeah, it seems like we, the feminine energy, had to kind of take a step back from the divine masculine, because we were getting too pulled in. Our expectations wasn't being met. We wasn't understanding them. So we was getting a bit frustrated. They were being stingy with themselves, with them opening up. And as soon as we were able to just give them that space, as I said to my sis, I can't remember the name, Lacrosse, yes, we have to detach but not disconnect, give them the time to breathe or to figure out for themselves without we being on their backs or anything like that, but still show that you're there, you care, but you have other things to do too. You got things to work on. And actually something came to mind with the world and that being generous and being open. I have thank you to all the ones that have subscribed, and I've noticed that there are subscriptions coming up, and I only ever see a few of them. I see like not even less than half. I think I could probably see 12 subscribers, but there's like maybe 30 plus unseen subscribers. So open up. Let me see who you are. I like to get to know who I'm dealing with, who I'm working with. Even though I feel your energy is otherwise, but you know, sometimes it's a little bit different when you can see a face to it. I can't interchange or interact with all the energies. I have to kind of keep myself to myself sometimes, otherwise I get pulled too much. But yeah, we have to be more generous with ourselves, be more open, you know, give thanks for the moments that we're in, and not try push anything too much. Especially when it comes to pushing others. We shouldn't push others at all. The best we can do is work on ourselves and temper ourselves when we feel the need to push. So, Divine Feminine, keep working on yourself, keep studying, keep smiling, keep being happy, keep brushing away and, you know, what's that term I like to use? Keep buffering, you know, dust off all the old vibes and stand on your square, your perfect square, your just square. Okay, this is your time to be in the know, keep studying, and also share. It's a new day, you're rising, so keep things light. Peace.